I just love buying new tools, and if you're a woodworker, and you probably are because you're watching this, then I bet you like buying new tools too. What's better than, say, forking out $2,500 on a brand new table saw? Oh, I don't know, maybe $300 or $400 on a dust extractor, or maybe $2,000 or $3,000 on a beautiful wood lathe. But what about clamps? If you're anything like me, you're not so keen to fork out a lot of money on clamps. So over the years, I've tried to get by with various clamping options. And let's face it, you need them. If you're a woodworker, you need clamps. So I have various sorts of short clamps, which seem to do the job reasonably well. But when it comes to clamping long things together, I tended to rely on these. And I'm sure you'll all be familiar with them. It's a pipe clamp. So you buy your length of pipe, which isn't so easy these days because plumbers no longer use 1-inch galvanised pipe, they now use plastic pipe. However, you can still buy short lengths of it from Bunnings, where I bought this. But when you buy a setup like this, like you buy pipe clamps, and then you buy the pipe, it's not so cheap. You know, you're now looking at maybe north of $25. And then what do you get for your money? Well, you get something that sort of works, but then again it sort of doesn't. And this one, for example, one of the biggest problems I found with it is that these teeth under this spring-loaded catch at the back, which are supposed to dig in to the pipe, don't. So what I've had to do is drill holes at regular intervals along here, and then I stick a nail in there. Not really a very satisfactory solution, but I've persisted with it for a long time. I've tried some other solutions. One of them was buying these long, super cheap clamps, and you know, for some things light duty they're okay, but as soon as you start putting a bit of pressure on them, you start to get bending at the bar itself, and then I think that there's a lot of play within this joint here, and what tends to happen is as you try and tighten, this tends to move around a little bit, and in a lot of cases will just slip off one end. So that's not very satisfactory either. So today, I've got some real clamps. Let me show them to you. This is called a parallel action clamp, and I bought 2 of them. So the whole idea of a parallel action clamp is that this face here stays parallel with this face here, and we'll test that a little bit later. But first of all, let's talk about the clamps themselves. So with clamps, you know, what do you look for? What defines a good clamp? For me, it's just like anything else. I look at the quality of the materials used. So in this example, we've got this really heavy steel bar here that's been chromed. So I think that that'll stay like that for a long time. The ends themselves seem really well made and really sturdy. The mechanism for actually locking down this end of it looks to be a solid piece of either steel or aluminium. It's hard to say. It has the colour of aluminium, but I suspect it's probably steel. And in this end, although it's plastic on the outside, it also has all these steel pieces inside, which appear to give it a whole lot of strength. So yes, I'm satisfied with the quality of it. So what do I look for next? One of the most important things for me is how easy the bar end slides up and down. So in this case, I'd have to say that's very easy, and to get it back you just lift it up, slide it back. Makes a horrific noise, but it works really, really well. Slide it back. So they also come with these little plastic slip-on supports, and I guess the idea there is if you put it over a flat surface like that, you can still move the jaw around without it binding with the bottom of the surface that you're on. So okay, I bought 2 of them. What next would I look for? Well, I want to test out this thing about, do they clamp parallel, true parallel. So as luck would have it, today I was processing some boards. So I know all these boards are square and they're straight. So that means that that is 90 degrees to that, and that's 90 degrees to that. So I thought maybe a good test of this would simply be to put one of the boards in here and to clamp it, and then see if we have any gaps in here or in here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've clamped that, and I should add that clamping it is really easy with these grips. You'd think that, I don't know, maybe you'd need a lever or something on it, but you don't. You can get a lot of pressure with this grip. So let me just get a light, and if I shine this light down here, you should see no light between the end of the wood and the jaw of the clamp, and I'm pretty sure that that's correct in both cases. So, do they work? Well, yes, they do work. They look fantastic. I doubt that I'll be able to go back to the bar clamps very easily. So I bought these from a guy who has a shop on eBay, and if you search for parallel action clamps, I think his site comes up first. So in any case, I've written it down there for you, parallel action clamps, just do a search for that. If all else fails, I think his eBay name is David_bidding. You can buy from him with confidence. I bought stuff from David before, and it's always very good quality and it's lasted. So yes, if you use clamps, I recommend these thoroughly.